Jey Uso was out on the opening segment of the third episode of Raw on Netflix. Ahead of his life-changing World Championship match this coming Saturday, he disrespected a three-time champion and immediately got attacked. This week, Jey Uso came out to a huge reception, as usual, in an attempt to stand off with his World Heavyweight Championship opponent Gunther. As you know, they are expected to headline the second edition of Saturday night's main event under the new NBC deal. Gunther took several shots at Jey Uso for being the guy to talk the talk but never walk the walk, i.e., never getting the job done when it truly matters. Jey hit back brutally by stating that only one has headlined WrestleMania between them, and it wasn't Gunther. This led to the world champion launching an attack, only to get sent out. It was a big win for Jey, who once again had to deal with comments from Gunther about not being good enough. He certainly had the support of the WWE Universe, but in a few days, we will see whether that will affect his match for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was a night packed with anticipation and drama on Monday Night Raw, as fans filled the arena with raucous cheers, eagerly awaiting one of the most pivotal moments in Jey Uso's career. Set for a life-changing opportunity to compete for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Jey Uso was determined to seize his moment and silence his critics. However, before the bell for his title match could even ring, tensions boiled over in a way no one could have predicted. As the show opened, Jey Uso made his way to the ring to address the WWE Universe. Decked out in his signature We the Ones shirt and gold chain glistening under the lights, Jey exuded confidence. The crowd erupted into a mix of cheers and chants, showcasing his rise in popularity since breaking free from the bloodline. However, not everyone was happy to see him. Midway through his impassioned speech about carving his own legacy, Jey's demeanor took a sharp turn. His words, laced with sharp jabs, were unmistakably aimed at a three-time WWE champion, none other than Drew McIntyre. Drew thinks he's still carrying the company on his back like he did during the pandemic, Jey sneered. But times change. I'm here now, and I don't need a sword or a claymore to do it. The crowd gasped as Jey doubled down on his disrespect, mocking McIntyre's signature move and his reliance on brute strength. All he does is swing his big old boot and hope for the best, Jey added with a smirk. I'm more than that. I'm smarter, faster, and hungrier. A storm is brewing. As Jey's words hung in the air, the camera cut to the backstage area where Drew McIntyre stood watching the monitor, his jaw clenched and eyes blazing with fury. Interviewer Byron Saxton approached McIntyre, but the Scottish warrior pushed past without uttering a word, heading straight toward the entrance ramp. The crowd erupted in anticipation as McIntyre's theme music blasted through the speakers. With a thunderous roar, the former champion stormed to the ring, his eyes locked on Jey Uso like a predator stalking its prey. McIntyre entered the ring, grabbing a microphone without breaking eye contact. You think you're ready for a title shot? You think mocking me is how you get respect in this business? Drew's voice was low and dangerous. Let me remind you, Jey, I've been to the top. I carried this company when there was no one in the stands, no noise but my own heartbeat. I've bled for this business. You're just starting to crawl out of Roman's shadow. The verbal battle turns physical. Jey, refusing to back down, stepped forward until he was nose to nose with McIntyre. I ain't afraid of you, Drew, he said, his voice dripping with defiance. You carried the company? I've carried a family. I made people believe again. And tonight, I'm taking what's mine. McIntyre smirked. You won't make it to your title match tonight. Without warning, he drove his microphone into Jey's forehead, sending him sprawling to the mat. The ambush ignited a brawl. McIntyre unleashed a fury of punches and kicks, his rage boiling over. He whipped Jey into the corner with such force that the ring shook. Jey, resilient as ever, fought back with a series of super kicks that staggered the Scottish warrior. The crowd was on fire, chanting both men's names as fists flew. Security struggles to contain the chaos. Referees and WWE officials flooded the ring in an attempt to separate the two competitors. McIntyre, breathing heavily, pointed a finger at Jey as he was pulled away. "You're going to regret this," he growled. Jey, clutching his ribs, smirked through the pain. "You already do," he fired back, his eyes burning with resolve. The fallout and the road to the main event. With both men escorted backstage, the arena buzzed with speculation about the night's main event. Would Jey Uso be cleared to compete? Could he overcome both McIntyre's ambush and his impending championship challenge? Later in the night, Wwe's medical team was shown evaluating Jey in a tense backstage segment. The doctor shook his head. "You're banged up pretty bad. Your ribs might be bruised, and you're going to be in serious pain if you go out there." Jey, ever the fighter, clenched his fists. "I'm going out there. Pain or no pain. I earned this shot. No one's taking it from me." The main event, a defining moment. As the time for the championship match arrived, the crowd was electric. Jey Uso's music hit, and despite the obvious pain etched on his face, he walked to the ring with unshakable determination. The champion, Seth freaking Rollins, awaited him with a mixture of respect and readiness. The bell rang, and the two warriors locked up. Rollins targeted Jey's injured ribs from the outset, driving knees and elbows into his midsection with surgical precision. Every blow drew grimaces of pain from Jey, but he refused to quit. The story of the match became one of heart versus calculated aggression. Jey mounted a fiery comeback, delivering a spine-tingling series of moves that had the crowd on its feet. A Samoan drop, a flying forearm, and a superkick combination sent Rollins reeling. Jey climbed the ropes, preparing for the USO splash, but the pain in his ribs slowed him down just enough. The shocking conclusion. As Jey leaped from the top rope, Rollins sprang to life, countering with a perfectly timed superkick to Jey's jaw. He followed it up with a thunderous pedigree and then hoisted Jey for the stomp. With a sickening thud, Jey's face crashed into the mat. Rollins covered for the 3 count, retaining his championship. The crowd erupted in applause, chanting Jey's name despite his defeat. Rollins knelt beside his fallen opponent, offering a hand of respect. Jey, battered but proud, accepted the gesture. Aftermath and new beginnings. As Raw went off the air, one thing was clear. Jey Uso had proven he belonged in the main event. His battle scars told a story of resilience, heart, and the will to fight. While he didn't leave with gold, he earned the respect of fans and peers alike. But with Drew McIntyre still lurking in the shadows, it was only a matter of time before the next chapter in their volatile rivalry would explode onto WWE screens.